In the headlines, leader of Cần Thơ City worked with Binh Thuy District on the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic. The online conference called Meet the USA, joining hands to reopen, recover, and develop the southern economic region of Vietnam. The government submitted statement number 524 to the draft resolution of the National Assembly on piloting the implementation of certain special mechanisms and policies for the development of Cần Thơ City. Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. We're back with the latest updates on local news. On November 23rd morning, Standing Vice Secretary of the Municipal Party Committee, cum Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Council Phạm Văn Hiếu, worked with Binh Thuy District on the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic. Binh Thuy District is a COVID-19 hotspot with more than 2,700 infection cases and nearly 3,900 F1 and more than 3,000 F2 individuals. 2,253 people returning from other localities have been put in quarantine as stipulated. In response to the complicated developments of the pandemic, the Steering Board for Pandemic Prevention and Control of the district has reactivated quarantine sites and prepared medical facilities and supplies accordingly. As of now, the three quarantine sites of the Political Training Center, Cần Thơ College of Foreign Economic Relations and Cần Thơ Vocational College have received and isolated over 2,500 citizens. The field hospital have accepted and treated 1,171 patients with over 737 patients discharged. In addition, the district promoted the inspection for publicity tasks in pandemic prevention of businesses in the area, timely executed isolation and treatment measures to curb transmission. On the afternoon of the same day, November 23rd, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs organized an online conference called Meeting the USA, joining hands to reopen, recover, and develop the southern economic region of Vietnam. Attending the function were Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy in Hanoi, the U.S. Consul General to Ho Chi Minh City, along with leaders of 21 certain localities. Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Hồng joined the function from Cần Thơ City. The representative of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs informed that the Politburo, the National Assembly, the government, and the Prime Minister of Vietnam have issued 10 guidelines and policies in response to the pandemic. Reduce corporate income tax, support cooperatives and business households, and facilitated investment incentives. The United States has given 16 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to Vietnam and will add another 4 million doses in the near future. In addition, the nation supported COVID-19 prevention activities in Vietnam with more than $30 million. Regarding Cần Thơ City, over the years, city leaders have visited, worked, and signed a cooperation agreement with the Riverside City of the state of California of the United States. Cooperation activities focus on three areas of health, agriculture, and education and training. The city has also signed partnership agreements with partners from the states of Maryland and Virginia. Cần Thơ University, the University of Technology, and the Mekong Delta Rice Institute have had many cooperation activities in education and scientific research. The U.S. supported Cần Thơ to organize 2 short-term training sections for officials and civil servants, facilitated entrepreneurs to attend the Investment Promotion Conference in Cần Thơ. The city also received and implemented 6 projects funded by U.S. non-governmental organizations and some investors in the field of education. Over the past 2 years, the two sides have mutually supported each other in terms of medical equipment and supplies for the prevention of COVID-19 pandemic. The conference discussed and recommended solutions and appropriate forms of cooperations for localities in the southern region of Vietnam to reopen production and business and recover safely. The government has just submitted statement number 524 to the draft resolution of the National Assembly on piloting the implementation of certain special mechanisms and policies for the development of Cần Thơ City. The report was signed by the Minister of Planning and Investment with authorization of the Prime Minister on November 19, 2021 and was submitted to the National Assembly for consideration. The report states that in Resolution number 59, the Politburo agrees to pilot the implementation of special mechanisms and policies on investment, finance, and decentralization of management for Cần Thơ City. Regarding investment policy, the government finds that it has been thoroughly decentralized. The new resolution will add a number of mechanisms and policies on finance, budget to increase investment resources for the locality. Accordingly, the draft resolution of the National Assembly will stipulate the pilot of 6 specific policies under the authority of the National Assembly, which are different from current regulations or have not been specified in legal documents regarding the fields of financial management, state budget, land management, planning management, income for officials, public and civil servants. Some highlights of the draft resolution of the National Assembly on piloting the implementation of a number of specific mechanisms and policies for the development of Cần Thơ City are: Cần Thơ will be issued local government bonds to borrow from domestic organizations and the government's foreign loans with a total outstanding balance not exceeding 60% of the city's decentralized budget revenues. The City People's Council can decide to change the land use purpose for land growing from 2 crops of rice in accordance with planning approved by the competent authority. The People's Committee of the city can approve the local adjustments of the general planning on construction of functional areas and of the urban general planning according to procedures and must report to the Prime Minister on the implementation results. In addition, the city will also be entitled to implementing a mechanism to create income for salary reform according to regulations. Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Triệu Văn Cường has just presided over the opening of the online training course for provincial-level People's Council deputies for 2021-2026 term. In 3 days, the deputies will study the vision, development orientation of the country, local authorities and deputies of the Provincial People's Council, skills of provincial-level People's Council deputies in participating in the formulation and issuance of resolutions, verification and reporting, presentation, discussion and debate skills of Provincial People's Council deputies, skill in contacting and consulting voters, receiving citizens and giving interviews to press agencies, and the supervisory skills of the Provincial People's Council deputies. The training of knowledge and skills holds great significance to help ensure the good exercise of the People's Council deputies' functions and authority as stipulated. This is the second time online training class organized by the Ministry of Home Affairs, broadcasting to every locality. On November 23rd at Cần Thơ City People's Committee, the launching ceremony for the Action Month for Gender Equality and the Prevention and Response to Gender-Based Violence in 2021 took place. Presiding over the function was Standing Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee, cum Chief of the Board for Women's Empowerment Dương Tấn Hiển. In 2021, the Action Month for Gender Equality is launched from November 15 to December 15, 2021, with the theme Ensuring Social Security, Empowering Women and Girls to Achieve Gender Equality and Eliminate Gender-Based Violence. In his launching remarks, Standing Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee, cum Chief of the Board for Women's Empowerment Dương Tấn Hiển, valued the achievements made in gender equality tasks of the city across every sphere in past time. Besides the achievements made, the challenges remained in gender equality tasks and the prevention and response to gender-based violence, especially in the context of COVID-19, which intensified gender inequality. Ending gender inequality requires joint effort from both public and private offices and organizations, as well as the community. At the ceremony, concerned units signed the pledge to implement gender equality and prevent and respond to gender-based violence. On this occasion, 3 collectives and 2 individuals with outstanding achievements in the work of implementing gender equality tasks were commended. Coming up next, we have the updated weather forecast. And that is the end of this edition of Cần Thơ News. To rewatch our bulletins, you can log on to our website at canthotv.vn. And now, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye and see you next time.